Welcome back. In an attempt to help you to achieve greatness today, we are going to talk about anger, fear, ego, jealousy, their effects, and how to overcome these strong, however unbecoming feelings. We are unity of consciousness, where we help you to achieve personal and spiritual growth. There are truths in life that are so simple, yet so profound, that if we truly understood them, they could change the course of our lives. And one of those truths is this: what we feed within ourselves becomes the force that shapes our world. When anger grows, wisdom fades. When fear takes over, freedom disappears. When ego rules the heart, love cannot breathe. When jealousy enters, peace leaves. And when doubt settles into the mind, faith and confidence begin to die. These are not just poetic sayings, they are living realities. They are patterns we see in individuals, in relationships, in societies, and across all of human history. Wars have been born from anger. Oppression has been fueled by fear. Broken families have been shaped by ego. Rivalries and bitterness have grown from jealousy, and countless dreams, destinies, and divine callings have been buried under doubt. But there is also another truth. Every destructive force has an opposite healing force. If anger kills wisdom, then calmness restores wisdom. If fear kills freedom, then courage restores freedom. If ego kills love, then humility restores love. If jealousy kills peace, then gratitude restores peace. And if doubt kills faith and confidence, then trust restores inner power. This is not just a motivational message. This is a roadmap for transformation. Because humanity has always stood between two paths: the path of reaction and the path of awareness, the path of destruction and the path of healing, the path of separation and the path of love. And today, more than ever, the world needs people who choose the opposite, people who choose peace instead of rage, courage instead of fear, humility instead of pride, gratitude instead of comparison, faith instead of self-destruction. This is how we heal ourselves. This is how we heal relationships. This is how we heal the human family. So in this reflection, we're going to explore these 5 deep lessons, not just what destroys us, but what rebuilds us, not just what has wounded humanity, but what can still redeem it. And if you listen with an open heart, you may find that these teachings are not only about the world, they are about your own life, your own mind, your own soul, and the kind of human being you are becoming. Because the opposite of destruction is not avoidance, it is conscious transformation. And that is where true power begins. So let us develop them one by one. Anger kills wisdom. Calmness restores clarity. Anger is one of the fastest ways to lose access to wisdom. The moment anger takes over, our perception narrows. We stop seeing clearly. We stop listening deeply. We stop thinking with perspective. Anger makes us impulsive. It makes us say things we don't mean, break things we once valued, and react in ways that our wiser self would never choose. This is why so many regrets are born in moments of anger. And this has affected humanity profoundly. Entire wars, revenge cycles, family estrangements, betrayals, and social conflicts have often begun with uncontrolled anger. History is filled with moments where one person's rage, one group's outrage, or one nation's resentment blinded wisdom and unleashed destruction. And today, anger has become almost normalized. People are quick to react, quick to judge, quick to attack, quick to cancel, quick to speak without understanding. Social media has made outrage profitable, but just because anger is loud doesn't mean it is wise. Now, this doesn't mean anger has no message. Anger can reveal pain. It can reveal injustice. It can reveal that something needs attention. But anger is a messenger, not a master. If you let anger lead your life, it will burn your discernment. So what is the opposite? Calmness, reflection, emotional mastery. The opposite of destructive anger is not suppression. It is conscious composure. It is the ability to pause before speaking, to breathe before reacting, to ask, what is truly needed here? Wisdom returns when the storm inside settles. A calm mind can see what an angry mind cannot. And in practical life, this means taking space before responding, refusing to let temporary emotion create permanent damage, choosing understanding over instant reaction, learning to speak firmly without hatred. When humanity learns emotional regulation, conflict becomes dialogue, pain becomes insight, and reaction becomes wisdom. So the lesson is simple, but life-changing. Do not let anger drive the vehicle of your life. Let awareness hold the wheel. Because when calmness enters, wisdom returns. When calmness enters, fear starts to disappear. Firstly, let us talk more about what counteracts fear. Let us start with the effects of fear. Fear kills freedom. Courage restores life. Fear is one of the oldest forces in human history. Fear has ruled minds, controlled societies, and limited human potential for generations. Fear tells you, stay small. Don't speak. Don't trust. Don't try. Don't step into your calling. Don't become who you really are. And when fear becomes the ruler of a person's life, freedom slowly dies. Freedom is not only political, freedom is also internal. There are many people who live in physically open societies, but are emotionally imprisoned. They are trapped by fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of loss, fear of being seen, fear of being different. Fear makes people betray their truth just to feel safe. And on a global scale, fear has justified cruelty, control, prejudice, and division. When people fear what they don't understand, they often attack it. This is how discrimination grows. This is how communities divide. This is how humanity forgets that we belong to one another. Today, fear is still everywhere. People fear the future, fear instability, fear not being enough, fear losing love, fear speaking honestly, fear stepping into their purpose. And fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes fear whispers. It whispers, later. You're not ready. Who do you think you are? What if you fail? And so people stay in places they've outgrown. So what is the opposite? Courage, trust, inner permission to live truthfully. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something greater matters more than fear. Courage is choosing to move even while trembling. Courage is speaking with truth even when your voice shakes. Courage is being who you are, even if the world doesn't immediately understand you. And that is where freedom returns. Because freedom is born when you stop letting fear define your possibilities. This is how we heal this teaching today. By telling the truth, by taking the next step anyway, by refusing to live as a prisoner of imagined outcomes, by remembering that your soul was not made to shrink. Humanity needs less fear-driven living and more courage-led presence. Because when courage rises, freedom breathes again. Ego kills love. Humility restores connection. Few things damage love more quietly than ego. Ego is one of the most poisonous emotions to feeling, as it allows division and justifies atrocities. Ego is not simply confidence. Ego is the false self that constantly needs to be right, superior, admired, defended, and validated. Ego is criticized by different cultures and religions. Ego says, I matter more. I must win. I cannot apologize. I cannot be corrected. I must protect my image at all costs. And where ego dominates, love struggles to survive. Why? Because love requires openness. Love requires vulnerability. Love requires listening. Love requires mutuality. But ego creates walls. Ego creates delusional dominance as well. It turns relationships into power struggles. It turns conversations into competitions. It turns connection into performance. And this has affected humanity on every level. Many broken marriages are not destroyed by lack of love, but by unhealed ego. Many friendships don't end because people stop caring, but because pride gets in the way of repair. Many communities collapse because leaders choose self-importance over service. And in our modern culture, ego is often rewarded. People are encouraged to build an image instead of a soul, to seek attention instead of truth, to be admired rather than authentic. But ego can never create lasting love, because love is not fed by self-glorification. Love is fed by presence, sincerity, humility, and care. So what is the opposite? Humility, presence, reverence for others. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less often. It is the strength to say, I was wrong. I'm listening. I want to understand. You matter too. Humility restores love because it makes room for another human being. It allows love to return. It allows tenderness to return. It allows sacred human connection to return. And in practical life, humility looks like apologizing sincerely, letting go of the need to dominate every conversation, valuing understanding over being right, remembering that every person carries unseen pain and dignity. If humanity is to heal, we need less ego performance and more soul-level sincerity. Because the more ego expands, the more love suffocates. But the more humility grows, the more love becomes possible again. And this is the love for all things. When we loose the ego, we understand that we belong to each other. The whole world is one big brotherhood. Jealousy kills peace. Gratitude restores wholeness. Jealousy is one of the most exhausting emotional poisons. It is the constant habit of looking at someone else's life and feeling disturbed by what they have, who they are, what they've achieved, or how they are loved. Jealousy says, "Why them and not me? They don't deserve it. I'm behind. I'm less than. I'll only feel whole if I have what they have." And this kills peace, because peace cannot live in a heart that is always comparing. Jealousy steals joy from the present moment. It blinds people to their own blessings. It turns admiration into resentment and inspiration into insecurity. This has shaped humanity deeply. Jealousy has fueled betrayals, envy, sabotage, violence, rivalry, and emotional suffering for generations. Some of the deepest fractures in human relationships have come from comparison. And today, jealousy is amplified more than ever. We live in an age where people constantly see curated versions of other people's lives. Success, beauty, love, wealth, influence, travel, achievement, and many people quietly suffer because they compare their inner reality to someone else's outer highlight. But comparison is a thief. It robs people of gratitude. It robs them of perspective. It robs them of peace. So what is the opposite? Gratitude, contentment, trust in divine timing. Gratitude is not denial. It is alignment. It is the sacred ability to recognize, my path is mine. My season is mine. My blessings are real. What is meant for me cannot miss me. Gratitude restores peace because it brings you back to what is present, real, and alive in your life now. And this doesn't mean you can't desire more. It means you no longer poison your spirit while waiting. In practical life, this means celebrating others without shrinking yourself, practicing thankfulness daily, releasing the timeline pressure, seeing another person's success as proof of possibility, not your inadequacy. When humanity learns gratitude, there is less rivalry and more brotherhood, less resentment and more shared joy. Because peace is not found in having everything. Peace is found in honoring what already is. Peace is furthered by faith in God, in humanity. Doubt kills faith and confidence. Trust restores inner power. Doubt is subtle. It often doesn't arrive dramatically. It enters quietly. And if left unchecked, it can slowly destroy a person from the inside. Doubt says, you can't do it. You're not enough. What if it all goes wrong? You'll fail. You're fooling yourself. You should stop before you even begin. And the tragedy of doubt is that it often kills things before they even have a chance to live. Dreams die in doubt. Relationships die in doubt. Healing dies in doubt. Purpose dies in doubt. Humanity has suffered greatly not only because of evil actions, but because of paralyzed potential. How many people were meant to create, lead, teach, heal, love, or serve, but never fully stepped forward because doubt convinced them to stay hidden. And today, doubt is epidemic. Many people look outwardly functional, but inwardly, they are at war with themselves. They smile while secretly questioning their worth. They continue while silently doubting their ability. And when doubt takes root, confidence collapses. So what is the opposite? Trust, faith, in a certainty built through alignment. Faith is not pretending you have no uncertainty. Faith is choosing to move with your soul anyway. Faith says, I may not see the whole path, but I will take the next step. I may feel afraid, but I will not betray my calling. I may not have every answer, but I trust that I am being guided. And confidence is not arrogance. True confidence is trust in your ability to keep showing up, learning, growing, and aligning. This is how trust restores inner power. By choosing progress over perfection. By remembering your past survival and growth. By speaking to yourself with truth instead of inner violence. By trusting divine timing even when life feels unclear. Humanity needs more people who stop doubting their light. Because every time a person overcomes doubt and chooses faith, the world becomes brighter. And maybe that includes you. Maybe there is something in your life right now that has been waiting for your trust. A truth, a gift, a dream, a healing, a beginning. And maybe your next transformation begins the moment you stop agreeing with the voice that says you cannot, because you can. And you were never meant to live beneath the weight of self-betrayal. Now, if we look across human history, one thing becomes very clear. Human beings have always battled the same inner enemies. Different centuries, different cultures, different technologies, same inner war. Anger, fear, ego, jealousy, doubt. All these lead to the desire for dominance and bad things being justified. These forces have always existed because they are not only social problems, they are spiritual and psychological patterns within human nature. And every generation is given the same invitation. Will you feed what destroys or what heals? This is why these teachings are timeless. Because no matter how advanced the world becomes, humanity will never truly evolve unless the heart evolves too. We can build cities, machines, systems, and empires, but if we do not build wisdom, courage, humility, gratitude, and faith within ourselves, we remain inwardly fractured. And this is why these teachings matter now more than ever. The modern world is fast, but the soul still needs truth. The world is loud, but the heart still needs peace. The world is connected digitally, but still starving for genuine human connection spiritually. So the purpose of these teachings is not just moral instruction. It is alignment. Alignment with what is highest in us. Alignment with what heals us. Alignment with what reconnects us to each other and to God. Because every human being becomes a living influence. What you carry, you spread. If you carry anger, you spread chaos. If you carry fear, you spread hesitation. If you carry ego, you spread separation. If you carry jealousy, you spread tension. If you carry doubt, you spread weakness. But if you carry wisdom, courage, humility, gratitude, and faith, you become a source of healing. And that is what the world needs. Not more noise, more aligned human beings. So as we come to the end of this reflection, here is the real invitation. Do the opposite, not as a slogan, not as a temporary mood, but as a way of life. When anger rises, choose stillness and wisdom. When fear whispers, choose courage and truth. When ego hardens the heart, choose humility and love. When jealousy steals your peace, choose gratitude and trust. When doubt tries to bury your light, choose faith and confidence. This is how transformation begins. Not all at once, not in perfection, but in moments. In the moment you pause instead of react. In the moment you speak truth instead of shrinking. In the moment you apologize instead of defend. In the moment you bless others instead of compare. In the moment you believe in your path instead of abandoning it. These moments seem small, but they shape destiny. And if enough human beings begin choosing the opposite, choosing what heals instead of what harms, then the world itself begins to shift. Because the healing of humanity does not begin in governments or systems alone. It begins in the human heart. It begins in homes, in conversations, in relationships, in thoughts, in the invisible choices no one sees but that shape everything. So if you have been carrying anger, fear, ego, jealousy, or doubt, do not condemn yourself. Awaken. Notice what is stealing your life force, and gently, powerfully begin replacing it. Because your spirit was not made to be ruled by chaos. You were made for clarity. You were made for courage. You were made for love. You were made for peace. You were made for faith. And perhaps that is the deepest lesson of all. What destroys us is not our true nature. What heals us is closer to who we really are. So choose what strengthens the soul. Choose what restores the heart. Choose what aligns you with the highest within you. And remember this: anger kills wisdom, so choose calm. Fear kills freedom, so choose courage. Ego kills love, so choose humility. Jealousy kills peace, so choose gratitude. Doubt kills faith, so choose trust. We are unity of consciousness, where we help you to achieve personal and spiritual growth. And when enough people do that, we do not just improve our lives. We elevate humanity.